Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Our Ventura. I'm your host, Annie Gabriel, and I'm here today with a wonderful advocate for our community. She started the organization You Can, and her name is Shur. Rachel, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me today.
We have so many questions for you. We'll
sure.
just have to start.
I know, go for it.
We'll just start with just describe a little bit about yourself and then explain what the You Can stands for.
Okay, so you want to know my story.
Sure.
When I was 26, I got into the car accident that saved my life. And the reason that it saved my life was when I went to Ventura County Medical Center to get checked out with no insurance. They told me that my platelet count and my red blood cell count was really, really low. And a normal platelet count should be between 150,000 and 350,000, and mine were at 11,000. So they weren't really sure what it was that I had, and it took them a couple days before they told me that I had cancer. I was diagnosed with acute myelogenous leukemia. Subtype was APL, which is acute promyelocytic leukemia. And it was final stage, which they told my mom, but they didn't tell me. And they told my mom I had a 10% chance of surviving it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. And 26, 10% chance. You know, they didn't really have a lot of hope for me. They really didn't even think I would make it to the other hospital, which is the City of Hope. So when I got to the City of Hope, they gave me the first round of chemo. I had 85% cancer cells in my body, and they had to put me into a drug-induced coma because my body and my lungs went into shock. There was blood that went up into my brain and fluid into my lungs, and that's why they had to put me into a drug-induced coma. So imagine,
wow.
you know, not really realizing what's going on with you and having them put you into a coma and then waking up from that coma and not being able to walk. I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat. I had to relearn how to do all of that stuff. And through all those treatments, eventually I was in remission, which was awesome. And that was by January of 2007. And after that, I had consolidation chemotherapy for 3 months. And then I relapsed 9 months later. And it was like all over again.
Unfortunately, that's part of the
process.
syndrome.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, through my entire experience with cancer, even through the relapse, I've always been very positive. You know, the nurses would come into my room and I'd be like laughing and just having a blast with them. Probably because ignorance is bliss, and I didn't realize how sick I was when they diagnosed me. You know, I had no idea that I was dying. And so I've always kept this positive attitude through the entire experience. I mean,
It just seems to me,
everything.
just meeting you and talking to you, that that's pretty much on the agenda every day.
It is.
And it makes a huge difference.
It is. It's awesome. It's awesome.
So when did you get to the stage where you decided to come up with your organization?
I had volunteered for multiple organizations because I wanted to be able to give back and help other people. And I had gotten to this point where, you know, just talking about cancer wasn't enough. I had to do something more. And so by 2008, I was putting the idea through my head, you know, am I really crazy enough to start a nonprofit? Because there's so much involved in that. And I really didn't have a lot of energy. But somehow I was able to come up with this great idea, You Can, which is United Cancer Advocacy Action Network.
I love the name.
I know, I love it too.
That's your shirt that you
That's my
invented?
shirt. Yes.
That's wonderful.
Thank you. So,
well, you
that's how I
found
came
out
up with the
that
idea.
there really wasn't as much support out there for the cancer people
it's
as
true.
we would all assume.
Yeah. One of the things that we tell people is while all the other organizations, cancer organizations, are raising money for research, who's helping the patients?
Exactly.
And I mean, that's a question that people should ask, because those other organizations that are out there are amazing for what they're doing, but a lot of them have cut the funding that they were providing financial resources to patients, and they're not giving that as much. And there's such a need for that.
Does it go to research, or?
A lot of it goes to research.
So it doesn't actually trickle down to the cancer patient.
For some of them, it doesn't. And for some of them that it does, it's very minimal. There are a lot of organizations that originally were like $500 or $1,000 a year that they'd provide to patients that have gone all the way down to $150. I mean, that's like a huge drop, especially with all the patients that are out there. And you know, some people might argue that that it's because there's more people with cancer. But the truth is, not everybody who has cancer needs help.
Right.
There are a lot of cancer survivors out there who never had to find resources because they had enough help in their family.
Right.
So,
well, what are some of the resources you plan to offer or are already offering?
Well, currently what UCAN does is we provide resources, just different general resources. You know, a patient will call us from across the country. We have a lot of survivors that we help on the East Coast. And they'll say, you know, I'm looking for a support group in my area. I don't have the time or the sanity to go online and research this myself, and we'll get the information to them.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. But there's a lot of different instances. Anything that you can think of that a patient would be looking for, you know, alternative options or transportation assistance, support groups, anything you can think of, we're going to work as hard as we can to try to find as much information out as possible for you. If it's not already in our database, we're going to find it.
Right.
So that's only one part. Another thing that we do is we give away Share the Hope gifts of hope. So
I think that's great.
We have multiple gifts of hope.
And you make those, don't you?
I make them because I'm crazy. I don't know. When we get bigger, I might have to like assemble a team to do it. But right now, I make these plaques, wooden plaques that are in memory of or in support of.
Aww.
And they have the survivor's name on there, and we give those away to families or kids or whoever's affected by the cancer. We have local organizations that help us, local organizations and groups such as the Boys and Girls Club, Girl Scouts of America, Senior Concerns, and local high schools that decorate cards for patients, which I actually brought for you.
Well,
today.
let's take a look at them. I see awesome. Some of the cards here.
Those were made by some kids at Buena High School.
Keep smiling.
And they all have really sweet messages on the inside.
You can do it. I love you. Smile. You did it. These are great.
They're great cards. And on the inside, there's a special message that we print up, and then the kids can continue writing more messages in there. And then on the back side of the card is our information, so patients can contact us. So we send those to different cancer hospitals across the country, which is awesome.
This is just wonderful. It makes me so happy just even thinking about it. No, seriously, the endorphins generated from being happy are healing.
It's awesome.
Now, what are some of these jewelry
so we
pieces?
do a lot of gifts of hope, like I said, and this is the Share the Hope jewelry.
Wow.
So that's a butterfly, believe it or not.
That's beautiful.
When you stretch it out. Thank you.
That's very cool.
You got it. See that? These are just little pieces.
Oh, these are wonderful.
So I make the jewelry, and we do sell the jewelry online on our website to raise money for the cause. That's a Share the Hope hang in there monkey.
This is adorable.
A monkey and a lizard and a person and all kinds of stuff. Those are for the guys. And those are Share the Hope bracelets, and we give those away to the women.
Oh, that's really nice.
You know, the story behind the Share the Hope bracelet is...
There you go.
Thank you. The story behind the Share the Hope bracelet is the hope is meant to be shared. So my assistant Sarah and I will go to these networking events, and we'll meet someone who's been affected by cancer, whether it be a family member, or friend, or sister, or even themselves. And we'll pass on and give them one of these Share the Hope bracelets with the purpose of them sharing the hope and passing it on to someone else. So they will in turn give this to someone and tell them, you know, as long as you need the hope, you need to wear this. But when you meet someone else who needs the hope more than you, you're meant to share the hope and pass it on. And so we've gotten stories from people all across the country telling us how they've shared the hope with other people and how much of an impact it's had on the lives of those people. And that's awesome. And that's exactly why why we do what we do. I mean, these are just little things. It's not a huge thing, you know, for most people. And eventually we do want to provide financial assistance because it's needed. But in the meantime, we try to do as many little things as possible.
Not only that, it seems like you bring the community into your projects, which is very,
it's
very
awesome.
nice.
I love it.
I think so. You're amazing.
Thank you.
Now we have to get to your shirt.
I know.
Yeah, you designed the shirt yourself as well.
The UCAN logo.
Yes.
Yes, I did. We're revamping it a little bit. It's going to be a little different from this, but this is the standard logo that we started with. I know you're wondering the purple ribbons, right?
Right.
I knew that was coming. The purple ribbons symbolize universal for all cancers.
Okay.
So a lot of people think that, you know, when they see my shirt, they assume it's a pink ribbon, even though it's purple.
A lot of people assume the pink ribbon is the cancer color.
They figure that that's the cancer color, and they only think that because so many corporations use the pink ribbon all through the entire year to make money, and so people just automatically think that that's the ribbon. The pink ribbon is it, but it's actually purple. Purple is the universal color of all cancers, which means we help people with all types of cancer. We don't discriminate based on cancer. We help people of all age groups, races, and everything.
And that's why your motto is make a difference.
You can make a difference. It is.
You are making a difference.
Thank you.
I think it's great. It's just makes people proud to know you. So what do you have on the agenda? What's next?
As far as
your groups or your organization.
You know, there's a lot of things that we do. We do a lot of annual fundraisers every year. Every September we do a date auction, which is fabulous. We always have it at a local restaurant.
You mean dates?
Dates. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I auction myself off every year. But we auction off dates with single bachelors and bachelorettes. We also get some celebrities that donate their time to be auctioned off. And so we'll auction off celebrities every year too.
Where's the number? No.
I know, right? And that's just one of the fun events. We try to do as many like fun and exciting events as we can. Another thing that we do every year is we do gift wrap. We wrap presents. It's called Gift Wrap for a Cause. We do it right around November 26th until the day before Christmas. We usually have a designated location, where we do that, and we'll wrap presents all those days for a donation. And we have a lot of fun. We usually decorate our spot wherever we are, and we play music, and it's always a blast. I mean, all of our volunteers love it, so it's a party. So, I mean, those are only like 2 huge events that we do during the year. We do a lot of mini events, jewelry sales, and we participate in a lot of networking events and stuff like that. So as much that we can get our name out there, we do it.
Sure.
And I know eventually we want to do some kind of huge event that's similar to like a walk for life or a run, but different. So people will have to keep their eyes and their ears open for what we're going to do next.
Well, before we wrap it up, I just want to thank you again for coming.
You're welcome.
Survivor, CEO, your organization, your health, and all the people you're going to help down the road.
And all the people we have helped.
Yes, and people you've already helped. Would you like to give out your website or people get a hold of you?
Do that. If people want to go to our website, it's www.ucaan.org. If they want to email me, it's Rachel, Rachel, @ucan.org. And we have another website that's really great, and it's my Cancer Rocked. It's called cancerrockedmyworld.blogspot.com, and that is where I talk about different cancer experiences that I've had. And they can always call me.
Well, thank you again, Rachel Shur, everybody. This is Annie Gabriel, your host today for OurVentura. Thank you for viewing, and we'll see you soon. Peace.